So here, this is our project file. We'll copy this and paste it here and start creating an Ultra 96 project. Now I'm running Fedora, but the Peta Linux build system likes to run on Ubuntu. So we'll have to kind of compromise and use LXC and have an Ubuntu environment running. So I'll have the terminal right here so you all can see what's happening. Alright, so we are in our Peta Linux folder. Now the reason I have it set as Ultra 96 because most of my Peta Linux work goes for the Ultra 96. I'm just hijacking the folder. And now we can go ahead and source peta/settings.sh, and that will make sure that Peta Linux commands are in our path. So you can see we have a bunch of Peta Linux commands right there. So what we need to do is first create a new project. So for that, and let's call it Arty Peta YouTube. So we'll know which project to take a look at. Again, as I said, I have tried this before, so I have a few more projects created by the same name. So we'll cd into that. We have our basic stuff right there. Now we need to import all the hardware files from our project folder. And to do that, so we use this command that imports from the Linux YT folder and Linux yt.sdk, and press enter. This will take some more time to run because it then starts to run your bitbake command because everything's based on Yocto. So we'll take our OE and Yocto, so we'll wait for it to finish. Alright, so that is done, and now we need to add a device tree for Ethernet. So again, Ethernet is not kind of a very included part of the SoC, so Peta Linux doesn't generate the device tree for it, so we need to manually add it. So we'll just run nano, and then we have project spec, meta user, and recipes BSP. Under there, device tree files and system user dot dtsi. Press enter. It's an empty file. Or add the following piece of code. Add that. Add that. And correct the MAC address, otherwise this won't work. So this should be 2201, and I'll show you in a second where you can take a look at what the MAC address is. So the Ethernet MAC address is only available in the Peta Linux config, and I'll show you guys, and that has to match the DTS entry, otherwise it wouldn't work properly. Enter Y and that, and now I can go ahead and run Peta Linux. Wait for it. Config, and this should take a few seconds. And here you can go into subsystem auto hardware settings. You can see the MAC address right there. And in flash settings we need to change the ROM sizes a bit, so I'll make that change and I'll show you guys what the change is. Alright, so these are the final partition sizes. So the last one is around 10 megabytes, and then the remaining 6 megabytes are distributed between FPGA, boot and boot environment. This is from the 16 megabytes that you have on the SPI flash. So all you have to boot Linux is that 10 megabytes, and you have around couple of megabytes for U-boot. So very tight fit, but we'll still make Linux boot with some usable things. So exit that, and then that's about it. Exit that, and exit, exit, let it save. We'll do one more configuration for rootfs to add a couple of tools that we'd like to see run, and then we'll just wait. Alright, so that is done, and then we can configure rootfs. That should take a few more seconds again. That, I mean, it's kind of a trend now. Everything takes a few more seconds. Apps, we have a GPIO demo, but we didn't really enable GPIO, so we let that be. File system packages, devel Python, and we'll install Python. So that's it. We can just install the core Python package. If we install anything else, it gets too large to fit on the 10 megabytes. To fit on 10 megabytes. So let's just exit it, save it. That's saved, and then we can just run Linux build, and this should take 15-20 minutes on this system. Press enter and we are good to go. Alright, so that is done, and now what we can do is create the MCS, so memory configuration something, which is basically what gets flashed into our SPI flash on the Arty. So create a new tab. Now this I'll have to do natively in Fedora, so a little bit of trickery involved here. Alright, so we didn't need Vivado, and that's why I had to go back to Fedora to complete the steps. And now we can just create the MCS file, and for that we'll need this particular command. Alright, so we are using Linux package, boot force FPGA, and our this is our MCS files, which we should change here because these are actually Linux and YouTube, and so should this be the same, and implementation 1 design 1 wrapper.bit. Then we have U-boot kernel flash size is 16 megabytes again, and we have SPI X1 flash here. Let's press enter, and in a few seconds this should write everything to our MCS file, and then we can finally boot it using our Arty board. So again, if you guys haven't seen this board, this is the Arty with the ATX A7 35T, and as far as I know, this particular chip is our QSPI flash. Could be something else, but this is what it looks like. Or I might be wrong, and this is our QSPI flash. Who knows? Alright, so that is written. All we have to do is now connect our FPGA board to our system, and this is kind of a known exercise at this point. I've done this a few times on this channel. Go into Vivado, go into Open Hardware Manager, wait for it for a few seconds, go into Open Target and select Auto Connect, and you should see that this FPGA come up. In here, add configuration memory, select Micron 128 megabits, not megabytes, and that, click OK, and configure the memory device, and we have images, Linux, boot.mcs, and entire memory device, apply, OK, and now wait for 5 minutes.